Okay then, so the first thing we're going to do then is draw this Raspberry Pi. This will give us a good idea as to what dimensions we need to use in our actual packaging of our product, and we can actually assemble this part into the assembly of our packaging as well. So the first thing we need to do is open up Autodesk Inventor Professional 2019. Okay, so you should find the icon for that on your desktop. The next thing you need to do is go to File and click on New. So just click on New and you should get a dialog box open. Then you click on Metric. Once you've clicked on Metric, the first thing you need to do is create a part. So we're going to go standard mm.apt. So we want to click on that. So it's millimeters that we're using. And the .apt is basically just to indicate that it's a part we're drawing. Okay, create. And it may take a little second or two for this here to open, but that's fine. So the graphics on this type of software is really intense on your computer and on the graphics card, so you have to bear with it at times, okay? Particularly when you're rendering your drawings at the very end. So now the first thing I might do here then is go File, and I'll show you how to save your work now. So this is how you're going to save it. So you're going to go File, Save As, and you want to save this into a particular area, okay? So for you will look down through your folders and you should be able to see your name. So it'll be your first initial and your surname. So you click on there and you create a folder in here somewhere. In my case, I am going to save it into this new folder here. So I'm going to right click on that. I'm going to rename it Raspberry Pi. Okay, so I'm going to double click in there and I'm going to call this one here the PCB. Okay, PCB stands for populated circuit board. Okay, so I'll click on save, and that's our file directory set up, pcb.apt. And the first thing now, we're getting ready to draw. So we'll click on sketch. Okay. We will click on the down arrow underneath the rectangle tool, and we'll click on a 2-point center rectangle. I will draw on this top plane. Now these are 3 different planes. It doesn't matter which plane really you draw on. You select which plane depending on what view you're looking at your product. So in this case, we're going to be looking down at the top of the circuit board. So looking down at the top, I'm drawing on that plane. I'm going to move my mouse over the middle. You'll notice that a green ball appears and you've got X and Y coordinates here. Now realistically, you don't really need to worry about those. The main thing that you should be concerned with is that it's in X equals 0 and Y equals 0. So we click. You move your mouse out, and the dimensions of the Raspberry Pi that I can see online, and you'll need to double check these and make sure you double check these, because if you don't double check it and the laser cutter cuts it out and it's wrong, it's a waste of material and a waste of money. Okay, so on the side here where it says 18 or 19.255 on my screen, I'm going to type in 56 on my keyboard, so 56. I'm going to press the tab button, which is found above the caps lock key, and I'm going to type in 85 and press enter. Okay, I'm going to zoom out, and if you use your wheel on your mouse, you'll be able to zoom in and out. Okay, and we can zoom into specific areas. Like if I wanted to zoom right into this corner down here, alright, I can use my mouse wheel and I will just move my cursor into the corner that I want to zoom into. Same thing goes for this one over here. You just move your mouse wherever you want to look in, zoom in at. You move your mouse in front of it, okay? It's very simple. Over on the right hand side, you've got a hand tool, which you can move things around your screen like this. So you just by clicking and dragging. You can click on this view orientation up here to move things around, look at it in 3D. Okay, look at it from the side and from the bottom. Okay, or you can rotate it around. So there's a couple of quick tools for you. Okay, the next thing that we need to do here now then is locate where the holes are going to be. Okay, now on the drawing that I've got in front of me, it states that there should be a circle in this corner here somewhere. Okay, and I'm just going to draw a random circle just to show you that. So you can type in the measurement in there if you like, okay, or you can just click. Okay, so click, and you've got a circle in there. Now you can then, so if you've already clicked by accident, you can then give it a dimension by clicking on the dimension tool up here, clicking on any of your lines, and it'll automatically bring up this box which will allow you to then type in whatever dimension you need to. And in this case, the internal diameter is going to be 2.75, and you press enter. Okay. And the next thing I'm going to do is draw another circle down here somewhere, in line of course, and it's going to be 2.75, press enter. The drawing that I'm looking at tells me that the center from this one down to here, okay, so from center to center is 49. Now notice in my drawing that the leader in the bottom is actually going from the bottom of one circle to the top of the other, which is not the correct dimension we need, so we need to use our zoom. So we zoom into the center of that one, zoom out and zoom into the center of this one, and click and drag this out and click again and type in 49 and press enter, and we can zoom out again. Alright. Now, okay, the next thing we need to do is we need to find out what the distance is from that center to the edge. It's 4.716. And the center from the center of this one to the edge of here is 2.684. So a little bit of quick mathematics. Now the dimensions will be different on your screen. So in my screen it's going to be 2.284 plus, I've forgotten my first dimension, so I'll go back up again and double check. .716, so 4.716 equals 7. Now what I've done there is added those two numbers together clearly. Now what that's telling me now then is I can dimension and say that I need the center point there to be exactly, to center it, needs to be 3.5. So if I click here, 3.5, enter, and that will move the bottom one into the right place as well. The next thing I can do then is to make sure that I've got it right in the corners. I can click here, click down there, and say that that needs to be 3.5 as well. Right, good stuff. Now we've got another two circles to put into place here, okay? So I can draw a line from the middle of this one. See the way the little green balls popped up there? It's a good help for you. Now, let's see. Oh, there's something I've noticed. So that's 3.5 for that one. But I haven't dimensioned that one. So I'll double check this here by going from the center there to here. And that should be 3.5. Enter. Now, I need to draw a line from the middle down to the middle. And what I'm going to do then is click on offset. Now, offset will allow you to create a parallel line to any existing line that you've got, whether it's curved, straight, doesn't make any difference. It'll follow the exact same path and allow you an option to create the exact same line at a set distance away. Now for the next two circles, I know that the centers is 58. So if I type in 58, it'll bring me right over to where the other two circles need to be. So I'll type in 58, press enter, okay, and now I can go and click copy and say I want to copy that circle and that circle. I can say, okay, select a base point. So my base point is going to be right in there where that little green ball appears, and in the end of the straight line I just drew. So click, and I can drag that over and click over here. I can press escape, and I've just copied those two circles into the right space. Now what I'm after doing there is I'm after highlighting the line, and highlighting the line by merely drawing a box over it. Okay, so click and drag over the top of that line and press delete. Now next we go to 3D model and click on extrude. And now what this is doing is it's allowing us, because we've got one big boundary, which is effectively a huge fence running around the whole thing, and we've got these smaller boundaries on the inside. So if I click on the big boundary, you should see that it's turned it 3D, and the PCB is about 1 millimeters height. So we'll just type in 1 and press OK. Alright, now these parts here were quite important. Those will be used most likely for your mounting points onto your actual enclosure that you're going to design. Okay, so we'll pick up with the next part in the next video.